And welcome to the second half of tonight's doubleheader in a Metro West Conference girls soccer match between the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars with a record of 1-7-1 and the St. Louis Park Orioles with a record of 5-2-2. And this is Ira Gerwitz along with Kelsey Tatarek to bring you tonight's match, and we'll turn it over to Kelsey right now for the starting lineups.
So for the Jefferson Jaguars in goal, we have number 0, Kayla Jungworth. We have number 2, Ella Bloomquist. Number 3, Emma Yates. Number 6, Sophia Jameson. Number 10, Isabella Warren. Number 12, Jada Johnson. 14, Emma Nelson. Number 16, Jolie Gunn. Number 18, Hadley Zosel. Number 20, Rachel Hall. And number 21, Claire Sazama. And for the Orioles, the St. Louis Park Orioles, in goal we have number 0, Sophia Romero, number 4, Olivia McClinton, number 10, Dare Cretan, number 12, Alma Beaton, 14, Samantha McGurgan, number 16, Anna Benishek, 21, Lola Ruff, number 22, Alana Franklin, number 27, Olivia Brown, number 34, Jamie Enright, and number 37, Ryan Rasmussen.
And the head coach for Bloomington Jefferson is Eric Johnson. His assistant is Christine Keating. For the St. Louis Park Orioles, Benji Kent is the head coach. Brad, as well as Brad Brubaker. Assisting is Lydia Brubaker and Steph Alman. So we got done with an exciting boys match. So hopefully the girls match won't be quite as exciting considering the record differences. I mean, we like to see exciting soccer, but it was a little too close for comfort there on the Orioles side.
But just as we did with the boys game, you can't go in, looking at the record and kind of not bringing that intensity to start the match, put them in a sticky situation. They ended up coming out with the win after a double overtime, but it was a close call there for a while.
Very definitely. So hopefully they'll have their head on straight here and come out flying. They saw the overtime, so I'm sure the coach may have expressed that concern of not letting the record get in your head.
Definitely, and it looks like the Orioles have possession of the ball right now as they're in Jefferson's half.
Would like to mention number 2, Katie Casey, who is a sub for the Orioles. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday, Katie.
Happy birthday. Ball's crossed in by the Orioles over a Jaguar defender. Touch to the corner.
And it's in!
Orioles quick to the lead. Number 4, Olivia McClinton with the goal.
In the first minute.
Great ball in. Olivia reads that well as it just bounces, goes right over the Jaguars defender, volleys it into low to the corner, out of reach of Kayla Jungworth, the Jaguars goalie.
Scoring for St. Louis Park, number 4, Olivia McClinton.
Well, that's a little different type of start here for St. Louis Park in the girls' match.
Definitely off to a much better start than the boys.
Yep.
Orioles goalie Sophia Romero distributing the ball wide.
Jamie Enright gave up the ball. And it was repossessed. And it sent it up the line. It was knocked away. And Dare Creighton sends it across the field. The players collide.
Jaguars on the ball, playing it back to maintain possession. Playing it wide as it just missed touch. Plays it out for an Orioles throw-in. Looks like it's going to be another Orioles throw-in. Orioles winning the ball back, playing it through to McClinton. Dribbling, taking her space, laying it out wide. Cross is served in.
High and wide.
Fans St. Louis Park High School would like to wish a happy birthday to the Orioles. Number 2.
Just got a little
Katie
too much on
Casey.
the end of this,
Happy
a little over the
birthday,
top.
Katie.
Ball's played in by the Jaguars. Collected by the Orioles defense.
Olivia Brown putting on pressure. Off of Enright.
Orioles swinging the ball out wide. Time and space for the Oriole defender. Looks to serve it long over the top of a Jaguar defender, just hits her back. And it's going to be a Jaguar throw-in.
Another Jaguar throw. That was Creighton. Played deep down the line. They lay it back to the goalkeeper.
Orioles on the ball at the top of the box. McClinton dribbling, beating one defender, and the shot just goes wide.
A couple of feet wide, but she was wide open to take the shot again.
Good touch by number 27, laying it off to McClinton to set up this play. Orioles shielding the ball out for a throw-in.
And I took the throw, but that went off of Ryan Rasmussen. So it's a Jaguar throwing again. And Beaton lets it roll out over the goal line for a goal kick for the Orioles.
Short goal kick by the Orioles. Playing it around. Jefferson attacker. Taking space. Long through ball. Blocked by Jefferson.
And an unforced error there by Jefferson. And right with the throw. Creighton. Creighton plays it across field. Franklin sent the ball back.
Jaguars in possession of the ball.
Ooh.
Jaguars getting into a bit more of a rhythm as this half progresses.
We're gonna step up, break that up, send it out over the touchline.
Ball played back to Romero. Back out wide, maintain possession.
There's quite a bit of pressure on Romero there, and she looked very comfortable just settling and putting the ball out to the right fullback.
Definitely always good for goalies to be comfortable with not just their hands, but also their feet.
Yep, that's a big advantage if you can use your feet just as well as your hands.
Ball cleared out by Jefferson for a St. Louis Park throw-in. Clinton turning.
There's a long shot. I think that was Olivia Brown that took that shot.
Jaguars goal kick. Sending it into play. Jaguars first to the ball, but the first touch sends it out of bounds for an Orioles throw-in.
Beaten. So cut back, plays it in, but couldn't connect up with McClinton. And right.
Good composure by the Oriole defense just to maintain possession. Oh.
McGurgan loses it. Beaton wins it back, gives it to Enright. And then Beaton plays it upfield.
Enright with the ball on the outside, playing it into McClinton.
Ryan Rasmussen and over to Beaton, back across into the middle defense. Carrying it up, goes around a couple defenders, and
Right idea on that through ball, just not in the same mindset as her Oriole teammate.
right, she was down there and then she decided to come back, not thinking that the ball was going to come to her.
50-50 challenge won by the Orioles.
Oop, just left it hanging there. When the Orioles looked like Jefferson player tried to buy a foul there, but didn't look like there was any contact even.
No, trying to get the referee to react. Didn't work. Through ball just not played with enough pace by the Orioles, allowing Jefferson defense to collect it, but forcing them to play it out for an Orioles throw-in.
For Beaton. To McClinton, goes around one defender, turns, plays it out on the right wing. Good. They were able to keep it in for a second, but then lost it again for a goal kick.
Collecting possession of the ball. Switching the field.
Beaten to Enright.
Ball played long, wide to the corner. Brown crossing the ball in, headed away by a Jaguar defender. McClinton at the top of the box, lays it off to a teammate. Another layoff for a shot that goes wide. Good combination and patience at the top of the box by the Orioles. Just a little bit more pace and accuracy on that final shot.
I agree with you. Orioles substituting. Number 23, Alana Franklin into the match. And I didn't catch who the other player was.
Number 2, Katie Casey. 23,
No, number 2, Katie Casey. And Dennison, number 28, in for the Orioles.
Good pressure by McClinton.
Number 4, Lexi Evans enters the game for Bloomington Jefferson.
Number 4, Lexi Evans into the match for the Jaguars. Eaton got a piece of it, and then the Jaguars knocked it away, and it went back to the Orioles.
Looking to play that ball through the Jefferson defenders, but they intercept the pass, maintaining possession now near the half line. Good step by the Oriole defender.
Yep, Dennison stepped up nicely. The sister of the boys team, Dennison.
And we've got a bad throw by a Jefferson defender, lifted the foot, so it's going to be an Oriole throw-in. Yeah, lots of siblings between the boys and girls teams.
Yep. The lifting the foot was one thing in my coaching years. Just drove me crazy.
Especially at this level, it shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Right, and I had many park and rec teams that when I first started coaching, that was one thing I emphasized. That's just a stupid mistake. You're not stupid people. Think about it.
Yeah, just easy, unforced turnovers.
Yep.
Number 22, Issa Caballero enters the game for the Jaguars.
Their Jaguar throw.
So quiet in the stands.
Yeah, definitely a quiet atmosphere out at the St. Louis Park High School Stadium for this 7 p.m. girls game.
A little bit of the heat and the humidity is taking it out of the hands.
Definitely, yeah, it's cooled off now that the sun's set, but that earlier match tonight was a hot one.
Yep. Players slip there trying to make a play on the ball, but the defense picks it up. Giveaway by Jefferson. Nice little cut back there by Casey.
By Jefferson, they move it up the field. Long ball forward is played to an Oriole defender.
Yep, that's Peaton with the ball, plays it cross field. That was Anna Benishek. That's the right fullback for the Orioles.
Good through ball played, touch past the defender, dribbling towards the end line.
Oh.
And just that cross, I like that it was low on the ground, but almost too close to the goal. Her players were more towards the top of the six, waiting to receive that cutback, that angle away from the goalie for an easy tap in.
And I think even at the high school level, players, they get over anxious instead of looking up to see if there's somebody trailing in the middle, they just take the shot.
Yep, exactly.
Of course, I see that, and when you're watching the Minnesota United Loons, they sit there and they'll take it down, and they got players breaking on the other side or at the top of the box, and they'll take a bad angle shot, and you sit there and wonder, how did they get to the pro level when they can't see that?
Yeah, just a little more field recognition, a little more awareness.
Yep.
We're going to have a handball called against the Orioles.
A couple times I've seen the Orioles get their hands up when the ball's bouncing by, and not a good habit to get into.
No, creates dangerous situations, even if it's unintentional, that the referee's still going to call it.
Yep, especially in your defensive third.
Definitely can create some dangerous opportunities.
Number 5, Hannah Oakland, and 9, Julia Lotion are now in the game for St. Louis Park.
Long Jefferson throw in into the box. Touchback shot taken, but Romero calmly collects the ball and distributes wide out to Beaton.
Well played down the line. It's going to go out. Odin couldn't catch up to it. Good job by Dennison to break it up, but then she gets called for a trip after the ball is away.
You see Jaguar player just turning and getting sandwiched between two Orioles players there. Jaguars looking to make something happen in this first half of the match. Ball sent in.
You know, Oriole defender turned away from it, let it go through, but fortunately there was another defender there to clear it out.
Yeah, you don't want to turn away from the ball there. Just embrace the impact and...
Yep, take it straight on.
Yeah.
Dennison, nice cutback. Is it crossfield? Connected up there with Ruff, but then the Orioles turn it over here on a play out over the touchline.
Battling for the ball in the Orioles box.
Good defensive play. Finally knocks it out of touch, but she did a good job of squaring off the attacker so she couldn't get around her.
Definitely limiting the opportunity for the Jaguar player. Long throw in.
And the ball lays loose, cleared out by the Orioles.
Jefferson regained possession.
Pressure forcing that turnover. Dennison cuts it back towards the middle, sends it across field once again. Ruff. No, I take that back. That wasn't Ruff. That was Ava Bishop. trying to tell by the way their hair is, because I can't see that far for the numbers in most cases. There's the ball down the middle. Yeah, and it almost looked like it was going to get away from the goalkeeper.
It did.
It looked like she was going to take it around chest level, and then it kept going.
Yeah, and a good ball played in by McClinton
Look at it
to
here and see if I was right or
oncoming
wrong. Yeah, maybe
Odland. Just couldn't quite get there, but good decision by the keeper to come out and grab that ball, come off her line.
Number 11, Ava
Yeah, the Jefferson
Bishop.
goalie sitting really far back. The ball's all the way in the Orioles' half, and she's still back on her line.
Yep. Thrown to the top of the box area. There's sort of a scoop shot.
Yeah.
Easy save for Romero. Beaton touches it with the inside of the foot behind her so that she can go around the attacker. Beaton still with the ball, plays it up to McClinton. Plays on the left side, tried to connect with Outland, but it was broken up by the Jaguar defense, and then they deflected out over the touchline, and we have substitutions coming for both teams.
Number 19, Samara Goltz, enters the game for the Jaguars. Number 21, Ruff, and 37, Rasmussen, return to the game for the Orioles.
Ruff fighting for the ball.
Ball sent forward by the Orioles.
You know, tried to go with a give and go, but again, they didn't communicate it.
Yeah, those miscommunications, while a team like Jefferson might not punish you as severely or capitalize on those mistakes, another team will definitely make an impact.
Like a Wyzetta.
Definitely. Jefferson able to clear the ball out of their box.
There's a long shot right on goal. That was by Beaton. That was a solid shot from that distance.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, it was pretty much right at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good idea to just test the goalie from far out, see what happens.
Yep. See if she handles it cleanly, or if she's known for giving up rebounds, or you find her out if she's known for giving up rebounds.
Definitely.
There's Beaton again. She's got a nice touch. Plays it by a couple defenders. Cuts it back again. Looking for support. Plays it outside, end right. Plays it back inside. Ruff. Ruff's pass was deflected, but went right to an Oriole. That's Lotion. Enright played it up. Played back to Beaton. There goes Ruff. Oh, she played it out there, tried to get it, and she's gotten it to the player on her right wing.
Served in, missed by the Jefferson defender, and the shot ultimately goes wide.
That pass on the right wing was for Ava Bishop.
Orioles definitely controlling most of this game, having the most opportunities on goal and really not conceding too many opportunities against themselves with good defensive pressure.
Game missing a little bit of excitement, though.
Yeah.
It's very
the energy's
low-key.
lacking. Yeah.
Again, and that could be the weather.
Yeah.
Could be that they had to sit around an extra, 20, 30 minutes because of the boys' game going into overtime. So
Definitely. And with that, it's just, as a player, finding how can I get back into the mindset? How can I turn it back on? How can I refocus for this game.
Exactly. And you would know. I wouldn't.
Good through ball.
Odlin with the shot, and a nice job with the goalkeeper.
Again, with that shot, I'd love to see it placed more in a corner or with a little more pace, or else just slotted back across to the top of the six. You have defenders running back who could mistouch it own goal. You have your teammates running back who could just place it into the goal.
Yep.
They've got a better angle on frame.
She had the girl breaking on the right side of towards the goal that possibly she could have gotten it through.
Definitely.
Or at least something if it went to the far post. Maybe a rebound would come out or something, and that would give that player an opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah, and again, goes back to that situational awareness.
Throwing for the Jaguars. 11.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. We're 1-0 in favor of the St. Louis Park Orioles. Both teams subbing once again.
Nice touch by the Orioles. Allows Jefferson to move it up the field. Good recovery by the Orioles defense.
Oh, miscommunication there. Looked like whoever that was at middle back there looked like that was beaten. It looked like she was going to go to the ball, and then she backed off.
Yeah.
Maybe she was playing it safe. I'm not sure if she was going to get there before the attacker.
And the ball went out for an Orioles throw-in. Good touch around Jefferson attacker.
Deflected by Jefferson.
Good through ball up to the Orioles attacker, played out wide. Orioles pushing up the field, trying to get something on the end of this cross.
It was Casey, I think, who was crossing that one.
And number 27, Brown, just unable to get there in time before the Jefferson goalie comes out and grabs the ball.
Sloppy play here by the Orioles. But thankfully Jefferson was able to put an easy shot towards the goal, and Romero came out to save it. Ref plays it back. Played out on the right wing, Banashek. Oh, just a little bit too far for Lotion.
Turns and takes a shot, but again, easy grab for the Jefferson goalkeeper. Jefferson first to the ball off the punt.
Well, the ref sends it back for Beaton. Beaton carries up, plays it into the middle attacker. It was Lotion that played it off to the right side.
Just forcing that pass down the sideline into a Jefferson defender, and it's going to be a Jefferson free kick.
Yeah, another handball, which we were talking about earlier. Don't stick your hand up, get in that bad habit, and up went the hand, and foul call.
Long ball sent in by the Jefferson defender. Orioles clearing it back up the field.
Ruff keeps up the challenge. Or that's not Ruff, that's 27. That's Olivia Brown. Ruff making a run, hoping to get that pass, but it goes the other direction.
Good battle by the Orioles to win possession.
Anashek. And then tried to connect up with Creighton.
Good read by the Orioles. Moving it up the field as she cuts past one defender, playing the ball through. Runner just getting tripped up there by the Jefferson defender, allowing the ball to roll out for a Jefferson goal kick.
And substitutions coming into the match, one for each team.
Number 2, Bloomquist returns to the game for Bloomington Jefferson.
Jefferson's Bloomquist
Bishop
and
returns
Ava
to
Bishop
the
back
game
in for
for
the
St.
Orioles.
Louis Park.
Under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. It was Casey that stepped in front of that.
Ball served into the top of the box, flick on, cleared away by the Jefferson defender.
There's a long shot by Ruff that was blocked. Anashek puts the top of the box, couldn't connect up with the Orioles there, but player comes back to help.
Brown looking to play it across. Jefferson touches it across the end line, allowing for an Orioles corner kick. Creighton stepping up to take the corner kick. Sending the ball in for the Orioles.
Oh, player was breaking it. Another rebound shot. Another shot blocked. And there's a longer shot. Short hop the goalkeeper.
Orioles just unable to contain that bouncing ball in the box and
Another look at it right
redirect it back into the net.
here. Kept hitting the Jefferson players. That was the last attempt by Enright. Ruff carries it towards the middle, plays it off, and gets it back. And out comes goalkeeper Jungworth.
Jefferson winning the
There was
first
a
touch.
handball, yep.
But again, another handball in this match.
Well, at least not own goal.
True, true. Boys game had a plethora of those.
I would almost bet the nickel in my pocket that that was the only game we've ever seen here with 3 own goals.
Yeah, it's not common to say the least.
Nope, maybe 1, at most 2, but 3. Ball's played wide for Enright. Gets around one defender, or attacker, I should say. All played down the line, it's going to roll out of touch.
4 minutes left in this first half. Substitutes entering the game for both Jefferson and St. Louis Park.
Number 23, Willa Countryman enters the game for the Jaguars.
Countryman in for
McClinton returns
Jefferson
to the game
Jaguar
for
and
the Orioles.
Olivia McClinton back in for St. Louis Park. Beaton with the ball. Plays up Enright, gives it back to Beaton. Beaton has a lot of fancy footwork, and I like watching her. Creighton plays it out on the right wing. And a check.
Jefferson regains possession of the ball.
Pressured nicely by the Orioles, causes a turnover. Here comes a player breaking down the middle. That's rough, turns, shoots, but doesn't get all of it. Easy save for the goalkeeper.
Orioles in possession of the ball. They pass it around the Jefferson defense. McClinton taking her space, trying to cut it inside, but Jefferson player is able to be there.
Jefferson plays it out wide, and it's going to roll out of touch. Oriole throw in. And a check. Beatman plays out wide left, try to connect up there with Brown. But Jefferson content to play it out of touch in the last minute here of the first half.
Rasmussen taking the throw in for the Orioles. Looking for a long throw, flicked into the center of the box.
Almost came right to an Oriole player's foot, but just missed.
Ruff keeping the ball in play.
And a goal kick. 30 seconds remaining in or first half rather. So used to saying that in the boys' game.
Jameson taking the kick for Jefferson. Jefferson playing the ball long and forward.
And there's the buzzer to end the first half. Not a lot of action really in the game other than the first minute.
True.
When McClinton turned around and put the ball in the back of the net before the fans even got seated. So, but again, as we were saying earlier, or at least I was, and you agreed with me, is that there seems to be a lack of
energy, urgency, intensity. It's very calm, and St. Louis Park's definitely been maintaining most of the possession, but just some miscommunications, like we said, that could allow Jefferson to break back into the game and equalize.
Yep. So they need to get a little pump up, I think, here at halftime and say, hey, this is still anybody's game. Mm-hmm. You know, we shouldn't be this tight with a team that's only got one victory on the season.
For sure.
And see where we can go from here. So we're at the half, and the score is St. Louis Park Orioles 1, the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars 0. And we'll be back on ParkTV 16 with the second half after these messages.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Welcome back for the second half of this Metro West Conference soccer match between the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars. 1-0 the score. St. Louis Park in the lead, scoring in the first minute of the match. Other than that, we really haven't missed a lot. It's been a pretty low-key game here and not a lot of good scoring opportunities, but hopefully both teams will come out fired up here in the second half and give us a little more entertaining game.
Definitely come back from that halftime talk recharged as we have Jefferson kickoff to start the second half.
Orioles putting on pressure.
Jefferson keeping possession. Can to send it forward to an attacker. Orioles able to get a touch on it. Recovered again by Jefferson.
Casey deflects that pass attempt, and the Orioles pick it up on defense. Katie Casey plays it across field. Getting there first was Ava Bishop. Now Vanacek. Vanacek plays it outside. Bishop carries down the right side. Cross it. Player out in front gives it back to the Orioles, but it's kicked out by Jefferson for a throw-in.
Rasmussen backing up on this throw-in, trying to get it into the box.
Ball bounces around, the Orioles win it.
Beaton on the ball, sending it back in.
Deflected there on the shot by the defense, and they'll clear it out once again for another Oriole throw-in.
Again, Orioles sending Rasmussen over, trying to take advantage of her long throw.
Bounces in the box.
Jefferson able to clear it up just a bit, but it's recovered by the Orioles. Jefferson coming back to win it. Benishek on the ball. Played into a Jefferson defender for an Oriole throw-in.
Throw by Benishek. Enright fights off the Jefferson player, knocks the ball loose, and the Orioles get back possession. Beaton carries up towards the left, cuts back towards the middle, crosses it. There's a player breaking, but couldn't connect up.
And Jungwirth punting the ball up the field. Jefferson in possession, passing it out wide. Jefferson sending it up the field. Benishek able to get possession and send it right back.
A ping pong match right now. Casey plays it outside for Benishek. And misplayed there by the Jaguars for an Oriole throw-in.
Jefferson letting that roll out to earn the throw-in.
Missed that ball, bounced over her. And played out by Jefferson for an Oriole throw. And a throw to Ryan Rasmussen. She tried to return it to Benishek, but it's too far in front of her, and it went out a touch for Jaguar throwing. Enright tries to play it downfield. It was blocked, but regained possession. Crossed it in for her defensive teammates. There, ball bounds loose, and St. Louis Park picks it up. Rough.
Plays it wide. Cross back in.
Oh,
Header just wide by Ruff. Great service in by Bishop, able to connect with Ruff, just not on frame.
it would have been tough with the defender where she was standing to get that on frame unless she was going to go to the far side. And I don't know if that she would have had a good enough angle there either. So she did the best she could with
Definitely.
positioning the defender.
Definitely.
Attacker coming.
Played.
I don't know what.
Jefferson tried to play it. I heard some yells for a handball.
That's what I was wondering, if that's what it was. The way the ball was in the air is the only thing I could think of. Beaton sends it in towards the middle, intercepted by Jefferson. It's knocked away by Creighton, but it's out of touch.
Jefferson, long throw in, flicked on. Orioles.
Yeah, oh, no, didn't keep it in, went out.
Another long throw into the box by the Jaguars. Orioles trying to clear the ball. Jefferson continues to fight for it. It's going to be out for a Jefferson throw in.
Bishop trying to convince the referees that it was Oriole ball. It was plain, pretty clear that it was a Jefferson throw.
Romero coming out to grab the ball and quickly distributes out wide.
It's Creighton. Lays it down on the right side. Oriole substitution. Olivia McClinton coming back in. She's coming in to replace Katie Casey. Owen went to McClinton. She got pushed on the back, but not enough to result in a foul.
Creighton playing the ball forward as Bishop runs on. Jaguars play the ball out across the touchline for an Oriole throw-in.
And again, just that little bit of pressure by Bishop was enough to cause them to panic and get the ball out of danger.
Definitely.
And an offside call against the Orioles.
Jefferson setting up to take the kick deep in their half. able to get to the ball and get possession.
The referee kept her hand up for quite a while after the first touch. I'm going, huh, what's going on? But I know I've done that during games too. I'll hold my hand up and forget to drop it.
Ball sent forward by the Orioles. McClinton trying to win it. Good touch by Orioles, looking for a shot, but being blocked out by the Jefferson defender.
Substitution for the Orioles.
Number 14 entering the game. Samantha McGurgan.
McGurgan. They both have that long hair, so.
Number 14, McGurgan, returns to the game for the Orioles.
Ball sent in by the Orioles, bounces past the goal. Battling in the corner, ball sent back in to the top of the 6.
Oriole player there.
Headed down, but Jefferson's there to block it. Clearing it out. Beaten back on the ball. Playing it to the top of the 18, shot taken.
Good shot. Oh, it looked like it was going to stay a little higher, maybe go under the crossbar.
But just pops back down for Jungwirth to come up and make the save.
Ball takes a bounce. Orioles come away with it.
Good through ball to McClinton.
Got Bishop.
Sends the ball wide. Bishop battling in the corner. Forces Jefferson to play it out across the touchline for an Oriole throw-in.
Headed by Jefferson. They control the ball.
Jefferson, an easy unforced turnover to the Orioles.
Yeah, Hollage had a chance to get it to Warren, who was open on the left side, but she turned it over.
Good ball played through.
And again, good pressure by Ava Bishop to cause another throw-in.
And 27 Brown are back in for St. Louis Park.
Benson and Brown back in for the Orioles. Bishop comes off, and I didn't see who the other player was that came off. Clinton played it up, but Oriole player stumbles. And it's going to be a goal kick.
Jefferson sends the ball back in play. Just over the heads of Jefferson, an Oriole player. Benishek at the ball for the throw-in. Clinton.
Good job playing it off the defender. Now it's there, Creighton.
Good touch.
Nice moves.
Just held on to it a titch too long at the top of the 18, allowing those defenders to close the space.
And they score!
Into the net. Ball goes out wide, missed touch by the Jefferson defender, and number 27, Brown, is able to just place the ball beautifully across the Jefferson keeper and into the side netting to bring this game up. SLP 2, Jefferson 0.
Are back in for Bloomington Jefferson. Scoring for St. Louis Park, number 27, Olivia Brown.
I'm giving an assist to Creighton on that goal.
51. Brown at 5-3, 5-1.
maybe that'll give a little more spark to this game now after getting the second goal.
Yeah. Liven things back up for the remaining 25 minutes of the second half.
Yep.
But also allows the Orioles to be a little bit more comfortable now that they have a 2-goal lead.
But they want to stay sharp. The 2-goal lead usually say is not the comfortable lead either.
True.
1 goal and all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game again. Good no call by the official. Dennison has the ball taken away by the Jaguars. They play that ball in and it's broken up nicely by the Orioles. That was Warren who was trying to go around the defense.
Ball sent in. Jefferson defender heads it up and heads it away. Jefferson collects the ball. Oriole defender closes that space down quickly.
Dennison got spun around. She found the ball. She was able to block it, but it went back to Jefferson, and now here comes a 2-on-1. But the Orioles got a piece of it, broke up that passing play, and results in a throw-in for the Jaguars. Substitution coming in. Are they going to allow it? Nope, they're going to let throw-in occur first. It's a long shot. Romero comes out. Catches it in the breadbasket. Dennison.
Good
Banashek.
touch.
Yep, beautiful touch. Did it to Banashek. All the rough.
Orioles maintaining possession of the ball. Pass intercepted by Jefferson. Ball bouncing at the top of their 18.
Played pass rough over to Banashek. The line to Dennison. Plays in top of the box. Bounces around. They play it back to Dennison, and she puts the three-pointer up. Now substitutions will come into the match for both teams. And I can't pick up who came into the game. But believe me, they came in.
Number 24, Sarah Wichterman enters the game for the Jaguars.
Wichterman in for the Jaguars.
Ball played out by Jefferson for an Orioles corner kick. 22 minutes remaining here in this second half. Cretin serving the ball in.
Header into the goal. It may be an own goal again. I'm not sure when the Jefferson player got the touch.
But a great service in, nonetheless, by number 10, Cretin. Let's see this again. She serves the ball off the corner into the box.
Was it deflected by an Oriole first? And
It looks like it
post?
may have been deflected by Lochin, number 9, but hard to tell. Regardless,
Number 9, Lochin, and 11, Bishop return to the game for the Orioles.
regardless, a great service in.
Whatever, in the 59th minute, it's 3-0.
Lochin on the ball, playing it back. Rasmussen taking space up the field.
So I'm going to give that goal on the corner kick to Creighton since she took the corner kick, and it appears to be another own goal here this evening. So Dare Creighton will be credited with the corner kick goal.
The own goal for Jefferson was credited to St. Louis Park's number 10, Dare Creighton. Time of the goal, 58-10. Creighton at 58-10.
Rasmussen on the ball, playing it up the field.
I keep trying to figure out who that is, number 17, because the 3 looks like a 1 to me from up here. Thank you for straightening that out. Throwing for the Orioles.
Long throw cleared out by Jefferson.
The Oriole girls came into this game off a 4-0 victory against Minneapolis South on Monday night. So they've got a nice string going here as far as goals for and goals against. Hopefully I didn't just hex them with the goals against.
Jefferson on the ball, moving it up the field. Orioles doing a great job of closing down that space. It's going to be an Oriole throw-in. Oh, and the center referee is changing that assistant referee's decision, signaling for a Jefferson throw-in.
And you're not the only one who thought it was an Oriole throw-in, because I heard one of the fans just say, "What?" But that's why the referees get paid and the fans have to pay.
Jefferson heading the ball to an Orioles player. Orioles covering the ball.
Sandra Samara Goltz enters the game for the
Turning it up to
Jaguars.
Rasmussen.
41.
Cutting it
And
back.
Olsen enters the game for the Orioles.
And Orioles switching the field here.
And a check. Runs a give and go with Dennison, but it goes out of touch.
Good idea, just couldn't quite get there.
Yep.
Substitute entering the game for Jefferson.
I don't think we've mentioned that Dennison is just an 8th grader, so he's doing a nice job there on defense.
Number 20, Hall, returns to the game for
Or I
Jefferson.
should say midfield, not defense. She's doing a good job defensively at midfield.
For sure.
Here she comes again.
Touch out wide. Dennison taking her space. Dribbling towards the corner. Looking to cut it back.
And it's intercepted by the Jaguars, but she's putting pressure on once again. Wasn't able to steal it, but put good pressure on. And then the pass attempt by Jaguars was broken up by Ruff. Ruff gets it again now. Plays it down the line. Going deep is Lotion. Over to Ruff. Ruff sees an open far side, but looked like she was maybe going to take the shot and decided not to. Ball out in front, deflected off of Jefferson player. We almost had a second own goal here in this game.
Oh my goodness. Rasmussen taking that shot, deflected off a Jefferson player, and that bounce just almost getting into the goal there, but Jungworth with good reaction, able to get a hand on the ball. All played out for a Jefferson throw.
I know I was saying, I bet a nickel was in my pocket on the 3 own goals. I'd even up that to a dime for 4 own goals in one night here.
Jefferson's looking to send the ball up the field. Instead, it goes out across the touchline for an Orioles throw-in. So we have 2 substitutes enter the game for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Number 20, Sadie Yarosh is entering the field, along with another
Number 16, Benishek,
Oriole player, number 16,
Sadie Yarosh, enters
Anna
the game
Benishek.
for St. Louis Park.
Long ball played forward by Jefferson. Romero off her line, clearing it back up the field. Out wide to an Oriole defender.
Deflected off Jaguar. And somehow in that mess, the Orioles came up with the throw-in.
Oriole, good ball through the middle. Taking space. Long shot. Youngsworth coming up with the save.
Good hard low shot by Yarosh.
Ball bounces. Benishek touches it out wide for a Jefferson throw.
Number 10, Warren returns to the game for the Jaguars.
And Jefferson's substitution into the match is Isabella Warren.
Along with a keeper substitution for the Orioles, Sofia Romero coming out, and Chio Leon, number 1, coming in for the Orioles.
Now on goal for the Orioles, Zio Leon.
Neither one of us knew the correct pronunciation. Zio is her first name. And a handball was called just there on the Jaguars. And so the Orioles get a free kick. Player's not giving her 10 yards, but she's not asking for it. That could be a handball right there on Dennis. I'm not sure, but
Continues to battle.
there's a trip and a push. No call. Beaten with it. Plays it across field.
Good give and go combination. Broken up by Jefferson defender, but the ball's still in. And rolls out for an Oriole throw-in. Long ball thrown in. Jefferson defender steps up to clear it out. Bit of a scramble at the top of the box.
Deflection there by Benishek. Got the ball back for the Orioles. Dennison turns with the ball. Looks for support. Nobody on that side of the field with her, so she tries to cut it back in. She does. Right across the box. And it's going to go all the way out over the touchline for a throw-in for the Jaguars with just under 13 minutes remaining in the match.
Jefferson touched the ball out of play for an Oriole throw-in. So they get the ball back in quickly.
I thought it was going to be a Oriole throw-in again, but must have tapped it just before it went out over the touchline. So it's a Jaguar throw instead.
Number 18, Zozo returns to the game for the Jaguars.
Jefferson touching the ball forward. Orioles defender stepping up, taking space.
Nice ball down the line. Tried to connect up with teammate, but unable to do so. That was a good play by Ava Bishop. And a check. We'll take the throw. Lotion.
Serves it into the top of the box. No one there to receive it. Dennison back on the ball.
And it's a real throw.
Service to the top of the box. Jefferson clears it into an Oriole player. Orioles play it back out to maintain possession.
A player breaking down the left side, but played that ball inside too much. Play back into the middle of the defense.
And Jefferson plays it out for an Orioles throw-in.
Just hit that first touch, and Jefferson won the ball and played it into the Orioles zone. Keeper will touch it back out on the left side for the fullback. So Jefferson tried to steal, but now Lotion with the ball for the Orioles plays it out on the right side. Breaking down is Dennison.
Is she gonna get there?
No, just barely rolls out, just about a yard from the corner flag. Oh, was it touched by, must have been touched by a Jaguar because they're giving St. Louis Park the throw in.
All right. And the ball's back in play. Jefferson defender clearing it back up the field. Brown playing the ball into the center. Lochin on the ball. And sending it out across the end line for a Jefferson goal kick.
A little bit wide. Sometimes you just need a bigger target.
With 9 minutes remaining here in this second half. Ball sent in. Jefferson with possession. Playing it through. Jefferson turning, trying to make something happen, but it's broken up by the Orioles defense. Orioles sending a through ball to Dennison, but just can't quite connect.
And we're going to have substitutions by both teams. And a check.
Number 23, Countryman is back in
substitution.
for Jefferson. 5, Oakland is back in for St. Louis Park.
Oakland coming back in for Eva Bishop.
Number 34, Enright. returns
Correction,
to the
that's
game
Enright. That's
for
in
the
for
Orioles.
Bishop. Was beaten again.
Moving the ball up the field. Plays it through. Olsen on the ball. Rasmussen serving the ball back in off the back of a Jefferson defender. And Jefferson's going to look to clear it back up. Rasmussen intercepts the clearance.
And right. Plays it out for Benishek.
Check with time and space, cutting back.
Played it right to her player, but she couldn't control it there at the top of the box. And Wright plays it into the middle once again.
Lochin switching the field. Ball played through into the middle. Jefferson tries to break up the play, clears it out wide for an Orioles throw-in. Ball headed out by Jefferson for another Orioles throw by Rasmussen. Long throw into the box. Short clearance by Jefferson. Orioles battling in the box for the ball. Served back in, cleared up by Jefferson. Headed away, still at the top of the box. Beaton coming for the ball. Finally, Jefferson's able to get a bit of a bigger clearance out to relieve some pressure. Orioles back on the ball with possession, taking space, sending a long ball through. Jefferson able to read that play and again cleared back out, but only landing to the feet of an Orioles player. Lotion on the ball. Cuts it back, plays it across the field. Beaton running onto it.
There's a hard shot.
Jefferson's goalkeeper, Jungwirth, making the save. Just getting her head up, looking across the field, taking a hard shot with her left foot. Forcing Jungwirth to the ground to make that save. Orioles clear the ball out for a Jefferson throw.
It's under 4.5 minutes left. Jefferson making a substitution.
Number 22, Caballero, is back in for Bloomington Jefferson.
Number 22, Caballero, back in for Jefferson. Check at the ball. Beaton looking to switch the field with a long through ball. Olsen running on. Jefferson trying to shield this ball out. And they do for a Jefferson goal kick. Jefferson bringing this ball back into play. Bounces through. Beaton there to get the touch. Jefferson connecting some passes near the midfield, trying to take space. Leon coming out to collect the ball. And distributing wide. But Jefferson's there, intercepts the pass, tries to get a touch, but the touch just gets away from Jefferson for the Orioles throw in. Jefferson on the ball, switching it across the field. Playing it into a Jefferson attacker, looking to lay it off to a teammate, but instead finds an Orioles player who's able to distribute wide and help the Orioles regain possession.
A little give and go there with Rasmussen.
Ball just slips past the Jefferson defenders. A little bit of a mix-up there in the back for the Jefferson, able to get it out wide though for an Orioles throw-in.
Motion has the ball knocked away, out for another throw-in for St. Louis Park.
Odlin on the ball for the throw-in. Motion trying to flick it on, but the Jefferson player is there to clear it out.
Under a minute and a half left in the match.
Beaten on the ball. Beaton recovers the ball. Fortunately, it's tapped out. And it's Jefferson's throw.
1 minute remaining in the second half. 1 minute.
Parrish comes up for the header. Rasmussen playing it through. Jefferson trying to get a clear, goes higher rather than farther. Olsen passes it back to Rasmussen, who then finds her back out on the outside. Bit too big of a first touch. Jefferson able to collect.
20 seconds, so that's... Orioles can just kick it upfield long or use a little more time changing fields. Nope, decided not to kick it long. It was deflected by Jefferson, but the Orioles get it back. And there's the buzzer to sound at the end of this match. What looked like was going to be a very low-scoring game at halftime ended up being a little more exciting here in the second half, at least for the St. Louis Park fans.
Definitely.
Jefferson didn't have a lot going for them as far as attack-wise, but they kept fighting, and we got to hand it to them for never getting down after they fell behind 3-0. The summary for the game: in the first minute, Olivia McClinton made it 1-0 or 1-0. In the 54th minute, Brown scored with the assist going to Creighton, and then in the 59th minute, an own goal off the corner kick, so we'll credit Dare Creighton with that goal to make it 3-0 for the Orioles. Again, it could have been the warm weather and the humidity that made these games a little slower. Even in the boys' game, we noticed that same thing. But you have to play the games, and the Orioles did a good job of coming out on top.
Definitely, they continued to power through, and the end final result shows that with that 3-0 win.
Yep, and they moved to 6-2-2, and Bloomington Jefferson drops to 1-8-1. So long season thus far for Jefferson, but maybe they'll get a chance to turn it around and get a few more victories before playoff time starts. Well, that's going to do it here for myself, Ira Gerwitz, and Kelsey Tatarek. Been a long evening here with the overtime with the boys' game earlier. So we want to thank you for watching here on ParkTV 16, and see you next time. Good night.